Good afternoon, y'all. My name is JoJo. Welcome to my channel. As you can see on my title, I'm talking about this is the goes along with the first time I went to prison, and this is when I got out of prison after 24 years. I will say I'm not glamorizing prison. I'm glorifying it. I'm trying to tell my story in hopes of helping people in many different ways, and it already has. So there's lots more content and stories to come. But I wanted to put this story with the story the first time I went to prison. And this is when I got out. Well, I got out, and I want to thank you, everyone, for subscribing. If you haven't already and you're interested in my story, please hit that subscribe button and hit the bell, and you'll be notified every time I upload. Y'all, I am new to YouTube. I'm not a professional. I'm not like, I don't even have thumbnails or anything. I'm like a little baby on YouTube. But you know what? I want my story out there because I know it's going to help many, many, many people in many different ways. So, and for all my returning subscribers, I love y'all so much. Thank you. This is JoJo's story. So, okay. When I got out of prison in Florida, people have asked me all the time, was you happy? How'd you feel? What'd you eat? All kinds of questions. I was really nervous. I was happy, but I was really nervous because the only people I knew in Florida, y'all, I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio. The only people I knew in Florida was my Aunt Joanne, who I'm named after, and another aunt and her family. And they got their number changed. They were sick of me. They were sick and tired of me because when you are a drug addict and you get in trouble, it affects your family. You think, oh, poor me, but no. And y'all, I'm keeping it real, raw, and uncut because that's just how I am. It affects your family more than you think it does. So, you know, that's why some people don't have family. They lose them because they're done with you. Like they've tried everything. But so my family moved. They knew I was getting out soon. They moved, changed their number, everything. Well, my Aunt JoJo, whom was like my mother, she was a 2 times cancer survivor. Then she got cancer again I think of the spine, and went to her brain and killed her. Well, I got out on January 7th of '09, and she died January 22nd of '09. And I was not able to be with her for the last couple weeks she was alive because my family, they didn't want me around. So this is hard for me to talk about because my Aunt JoJo was like my mom. Y'all, I lost my mom, at age 20. I'm the only child. My Aunt JoJo was like my mom. And y'all, I never got a chance to tell her I was sorry. And she knew I was sick. She knew I was sick in my addiction. And she understood it. But she was tired, y'all. Like, I put that woman through so much. And, I know she forgives me because she knows the real person that I am. And for all y'all that don't know, I am a recovering addict. Of June 8th will be 5 years. No relapses or anything. So, and I take my recovery very seriously. So, back to the story. I get out. They give me, I think it was like $100. They drove me to a bus stop. They waited. They paid for my ticket. They waited for the bus to come. And the officer released me on the bus. I had to literally step up on the bus. And the officer said, "You're out. You're no longer state property. Have a nice life. Don't come back." They have to say that. You're out of their hands. So I get on the bus. And for anybody who's been in prison, they have these what they call mesh bags, and it's like bags, and you put your commissary, your canteen in when you go to the store. Well, most people, most people who are getting on Greyhounds take that mesh bag with their stuff in it, like letters or pictures, whatever they have they want to take home. Well, everybody knows that getting on that Greyhound that day because there's prisons like all over around there. There's a man's prison right across the street from Lowell Correctional Institution. So, anyways, other people are getting out that are men. So I get on the bus happy but scared, nervous. I mean, I was just numb. Like, wow, okay. So I get on the bus and I'm asking people, can I use their phone, and a couple of people let me, and still no answer to my aunt's house because they knew it was me. I met this older gentleman who just got out of prison as well. I'm not going to say no names or anything. But I met this older gentleman that just got out of prison, and he was nice. And what caught my attention is I seen him sneaking and drinking alcohol. Yeah, he brought a 6-pack on the Greyhound bus, and he was all the way in the back. But he was cool. Like, he was really cool. No, intimate feelings or nothing like that. Just a friend. Anyways, we start talking and laughing and telling stories and stuff, and I asked to use a phone again, and he hears me, and then I start venting to him. I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Do you know where the shelters are in St. Petersburg and stuff? He was like, man, my mom's cool. My mom will let you, help you out. And I'm like, oh my God. I am the type of person, I don't like asking people for help because I don't like being told no. I'm just going to keep it real. I don't like the word no, but I deal with it. You know what I mean? But anyway, so we get to St. Petersburg and we have to sit there for about 10 minutes, and here comes his mom. His mom's a sweet little lady, and he's telling her, Mom, she just got out of prison. She don't have nowhere to go. And she's like, you're coming home with us. I'm like, oh my God, this is so, I'm used to doing stuff like that for people, but I'm not used to getting that in return. Seriously, y'all. Yes, anyone in my family, kindness is this is the most kindness that's ever came back to me is the love I'm receiving on TikTok and YouTube. It's awesome. But anyways, I told her I got some money, I'll give you my money. And she's like, honey, you need some money. You don't have anything. And I'm like, well, I know, but that's okay. I'm used to doing without, It's better than sleeping on the street. I mean, she gave me a little room with a bed and everything, like my own room. So I'm not going to draw this story way out, but I'm going to, make it as long as possible. Like I said, I'll get better at telling stories. I see people tell stories and they're like, I think, wow, they're awesome at telling stories. I'm not really good at telling stories because I'm all over the board because that's just how my brain works. Anyways, see, I get sidetracked. Back to the story. She gives me this room and everything, and I'm like, I'm going to look for work and stuff. She was like, take a couple days. Oh my God, she cooked so good. She was so nice. She did have a daughter that, I don't know, she was kind of, yeah. She wasn't very nice, and she didn't like the fact that she was jealous. She didn't like the fact that her mother, that's all she talked about. Because I cleaned this woman's house. I mean, I waited on her because I was so appreciative of what she done because I was 1,000 miles away from home. Like, not literally, like about 1,000 miles, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, away from home. And I didn't have no family. Nobody, y'all. And the only place I've ever known my whole life was Cincinnati, Ohio. So, with that being said, I did anything and everything. Like, she didn't have to do nothing. About a week goes by, I get a job. I'm sober now at this point. I get a job. Well, in Florida, sorry y'all, I look crazy, but that's okay. It is what it is. In Florida, there's a lot of like meat companies where they have the freezer on the back and you sell like meat. They give it to you wholesale. You drive around knocking on people's doors, trying to get them to buy meat. Well, I was really good at it. Yes, I was really good at it because I had them hustle skills. So I do that the first day. I make about $300 or $400. I'm like, whoa, I think I'm rich at this point. Of course, I'm not gonna say names. I give the lady like $100. She's barely making it too, living off Social Security, trying to keep her house up, so she's barely making it too, y'all. So anyway, I give her $100. And by the way, her son lived outside in a shed. He had like a room out there with TV, internet. I mean, yeah, but he lived out in the shed. So it was this me and this little lady inside this little small house. So I started making money selling meat, and I didn't have no driver's license at the time, but I told them I did. I showed them an old driver's license, and they gave me a truck to take home. And I'm like, whoa, okay. Well, I keep on selling meat, making money, and I started hanging out. This is why I tell y'all, if you hang out with negative people that don't want nothing in life, that, they just don't care. They're doing drugs. They're hustling. These meat people would literally go into people's houses. I didn't do it like this, y'all. I did not do it like this. Would go into these old people's houses and literally start packing a case of meat in their freezer, and real fast. They did it real fast, and like, little old people, God love them. They're like, whoa, and they're like, okay, now you owe me $500, and they're like, okay, they write out the check. That's how a few people that worked there did that stuff. Anyways, I didn't do it like that. I was a drug addict, but I still had a heart. I know it sounds too good to be true, but I did. You can ask anybody. I still had a heart as a drug addict. I did. Anyways, what was I saying? Started hanging around with the wrong people. Well, they started smoking that stuff, not weed, but the other stuff, and I started doing it too. I thought, okay, I'm not doing heroin, I'm gonna smoke crack. Well, that was a bad choice. All of it's a bad choice, but so I was back into drugs again. And then I never really liked that drug, and I was like, well, I'm doing drugs, I might as well just started taking Perk 30s, Roxy 30s. They call them blueberries in Florida. God, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this on YouTube. I'm sorry if I'm out of community guidelines. I don't know. Please forgive me. But I started back into drugs. And then my aunt, this all happens in like 2 weeks. A little bit less than 2 weeks. Then my aunt calls me and tells me my Aunt JoJo's dead. Well, thanks. You want to call me now? She answered. I tried to call. She answered the phone. And she's like, yeah, JoJo just died today. And I'm like, oh, well, thanks for answering the phone. Now, I just wanted to really, really love on my aunt, spend as much time as I had with her. And I wasn't able to do that. But I go to her funeral. They bury her in Florida, which that is all my family's buried in one spot. And I don't like the fact that my Aunt Joanne is all the way in Florida. But anyways, one day I might be able to change that. Who knows? But y'all, I know I'm all over the place. Like I said, I really appreciate y'all. Just give me some time. I want to share my story about my life. It's not going to all be about prison. It's going to be about mental health because I suffer with bipolar, severe depression, OCD, PTSD, all kinds of stuff. And so prison, mental health, and recovery. Recovery, oh my God, I would not go back to that atmosphere for nothing. Well, back to the story. I had a best friend that was in prison that was getting out, and she got out, and the lady let her stay there with us. Well, she was my best friend. We ended up going to taking a Greyhound from there to Cincinnati to the living in hotels, doing drugs together, moving into the ghetto under government assistant. And then it really started getting wild from there. Oh my God. It started getting so wild. If y'all watched my video, the one of the times I almost died, that's the place where I lived, where we moved to. And it was really, I don't know, y'all. I just wasn't ready, hanging around with the wrong people, wrong mindset. I don't know if this is a good video or not, but everybody wants to know what I did when I got out of prison and where did I go, how I felt. I don't know. This video is all over the board. But I promise you it will get better. I am going to make a background and do all that fancy type of stuff. But eventually, when I can afford it, it will get better. But in the meanwhile, I am still sharing my story because I know there's someone out there. I know there's someone out there right now dealing with what I went through. And I'm here to tell them that put one foot in front of the other and do the right thing, and it gets better. Like, it can get better. I literally thought I'd never be able to live life sober. Like, sober? No way. It is awesome. No, it's not raining cherries and lollipops. But, hey, I'm not where I used to be. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm not where I used to be, okay? And for you you kids that's, still in school, stay in school, listen to your parents. If you have a best friend that's getting in trouble, you could still love them from afar. You know what I mean? You can still love them, but you just can't hang around them. Like, people don't understand that. You could still love somebody, but choose not to feed into it. Hey, I love you, I'm here to talk, if you want help, I'll whatever. Because no one can be forced. I was made to go to rehab, inpatient, outpatient, but I faked it till I made it. And when I was ready, that's the day I got up and I said, I've had enough of this. And I was June 8th, 5 years ago. So, well, almost 5 years ago. And if you want something wholeheartedly, you'll get that something wholeheartedly because you want it wholeheartedly. You can't ride the fence. So, I don't know, y'all. Tell me, I feel like this ain't no good video, but you know what? It is, because, I don't know. I don't feel professional but I'm not a professional. I don't know anyways. Oh my God. See? See, I'm not perfect. I'm all over the board, y'all. I'm all over the board. And I've never liked speaking in public or anything like this, but I know I'm here. I survived all that, and I'm here to tell a story. I know that's my purpose. See, I've known this for years, even when in my addiction, that I'm here to tell a story, and I'm going to tell my story, even if I'm all over the board, even if I don't have thumbnails, even if I don't have all that background, whatever. I'm here to tell a story, and I'm going to tell my story. And, it's not going to be for everybody. My story's not going to be for everybody. And, you might have to watch my videos twice to pick up what, because I'm all over the board, y'all. But anywho, everybody wanted to know what I did when I got out of prison, how I felt, what I ate. I ate some good old home cooking. Yeah. And really I stayed good for a week and then started following in the wrong footsteps again. That's the first time that I went to prison and after I got home. So there's the other stories of when I went to prison the second time, that'll be coming, and so on and so forth. Hopefully y'all like this video. If you do, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, Karen, Felicia, you can thumbs it down. It's okay. I love you anyways. But y'all, I love you, and I hope this inspired somebody. And until next time, I love you guys. Be kind to one another. Love yourself. Know that you are that one, and know that God loves you, and through Him, you can do anything. Yes, Lord. Bye, y'all.